Hi, I'm Jay,
And I'm Brandon.
and this is JayCast. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the next edition of JayCast. It's been quite a distant time since I last uploaded a JayCast, and I do apologize for in advance. I kind of had a little bit of a stint going into the production of this. Sadly, the partnership that I had basically did not have the same intuition that I had to keep this thing going. So basically, I'm by myself now. But I'm joined by my very special guest, Brandyn Davis, today. Say hello, everybody, Brandyn.
Hello.
Now, Brandyn, how are you today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Like I was mentioning in the failed recording that we did of this, the winter would be. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. We're in fall. I thought it was winter yesterday with all the snow we were
hmm
getting. It was just ridiculous how much snow we were getting yesterday. I mean, at least
Yeah.
it was nice that it was still warm enough that like it didn't necessarily you know stay on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Luckily, there's still enough heat retention that it would just melt away.
Yeah, I think winter's coming earlier this year, though. So
Uh,
that's going to be great.
and I drive on the highway to get to my school.
I'm putting my car away, so just start snowing. I don't have to go anywhere.
Now, that's right. You owned which one was that? Was it a Charger?
Dodge Challenger 2013.
Challenger. Okay. I was
Yep,
gonna
yep.
say you ride it next to me, and I was just like, hmm, wow, makes my '04 Impala look really good.
Well, let's put it this way. You don't have to pay nearly as much as I do, so
That's very true. That's very
put it
true.
that way. You're saving money.
Now, for anybody that doesn't know Brandyn, he is a member of Team Winning, which Team Winning was part of Extra Life 2014 this year. If you guys don't know, that's what. Let's see. I'm drawing blanks right now. I'm sorry.
They're allied with Spectrum Health.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, Extra Life is a branch off of Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and basically, it's kind of like the gaming side of it, where you can play different games, different sorts of games, basically for charity's sake. It could be anything from you could do a charity live stream, which
hmm
a crap ton of people had done. I mean, it was insane. Like, I just saw. Did you see anything after we came back? How many viewers were going into like so many different Extra Life things?
Oh my gosh, it was going rampant with people streaming and viewers, and I always love it because every year when I go on there, I streamed the last 2 years, but since I went to the Helen DeVos Children's Hospital this year, I didn't stream, but every year you always see like the top eight streams that are going on, and Extra Life is always on that top eight,
Yep.
sometimes even like the top
Always on the
three
featured section. Yep.
every single time, every year. It's amazing.
You know, it was really interesting too, like when I was thinking about this, like how they played the game Extra Life. Like
hmm
like they didn't specifically make a different game. Like your category was Extra Life, and I didn't notice that, and then I did it myself when I came back from that charity video game tournament. Which again, in that we raised $7,500 in a loan from that day. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, man.
Like
Crazy.
for me, I was so surprised to hear about that too. Like the coordinator up there had sent me the email, and it said that that day alone was only 7,500. I was just like,
Jeez.
wow.
That is insane how much money that because that the money I raised took me almost a year. So
Right, exactly, exactly. So anyway, Brent, if you guys don't know, Brandon is, like I said before, part of Team Winning, which was his special owned team that he had conducted from Extra Life. And how many team members did you have in that section?
I think right now we have 18 team members, and we're actually getting close to teaming up with DRG Gaming.
Okay.
And there's a possibility that we're going to get some more people involved. We'll see how it turns out, but we're hoping to get more people involved because out of those 18 people, I think there was only about five or six that actually collected donations, but the rest of them still, if they couldn't collect, then they ended up donating. So in the end, they all participated in some way, but we're hoping to get a lot more next year.
Right, for sure. Yeah, it was very cool. Like, I had met Brandon at that charity video game tournament. When you raised over $50 toward Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, they cordially invited you to come up and play Mario Kart Wii, and
Hmm.
in a little charity video game tournament. And it was really cool to see that. Honestly, I was like, I walked in, and it's weird because being a small town kid, it's like, you walk into, first of all, Grand Rapids, and you just drive around there, and it's just like,
It's a whole nother world, man.
that's like five of my houses stacked on top of each other height.
Yeah, yeah.
It's insane just to see that. And it like I was just driving around with my partner Austin, and it was just like, wow.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
couldn't believe that. It was just how ridiculously big it is over there. But
Hmm.
anyway, so everything was set up and everything, and you and I had like a fun rivalry that day. I just kind of found that comedic.
Yeah, that was kind of funny, and it's funny. When I first got there, I picked you out of the crowd just because you were wearing your shirt with your name on it. I was like, all right, that's my competition right there. He's serious game, and it was so sad. I got to the semifinals, and my semifinals was not at all what the last two games were
Yep.
going. I did so bad on the first ice level. It was so embarrassing.
Right. Well, it was just like, it was really funny too, because like
Yeah.
you're one of your team members, I forgive me, I can't remember his name at the moment, but he's a local YouTuber. I'll be talking with him sometime in the future as well. But I was just talking with him, and he says, "Yeah, my partner's over there," and then you come up to me and just like, "Hey, I'm gonna beat you." I'm like, okay, all right, I see where you're gonna go with this. So, all right, I'll see you in the finals. But no, it was. I actually think it was really lucky that they chose Mario Kart Wii versus Super Smash Brothers. Well, one of those two games, because those are the games that I've played for absolutely forever. If it would have been like an Xbox game, like if they would have just randomly, I don't think they would have, but like Call of Duty or something like that, I would have been out in the first round by like the 6-year-old that had been there. You know
I was personally hoping for Halo because that's the one
that.
game I
Yep.
think I probably lost so many great grades I could have had in high school because of that game. And it was funny because they emailed me probably a few days before the event, and they asked to vote on either Smash Brothers or Mario Kart. And I'm looking at what I have, and I saw that I have the Wii U with Mario Kart, and I'm like, hmm. And I was thinking about the last time I played Super Smash, and it was an embarrassing Super Smash event for me because I suck at that game. So I was like, all right, Mario Kart it is. And it was all around, it was a lot of fun, but I had hoped I had done better in the semifinals.
Yeah. I mean, sadly, it was a game of chance. I mean, we saw that in the finals, did we not?
Yeah.
You
Yep,
know.
yep. That was insane because I'm
Uh,
thinking to myself, I'm like, basically, one of you, I think each of you threw a blue shell at some point in that game.
we did.
And then
Yes.
the AI threw a blue shell at you at the
Yes.
end. And I'm like, what? I'm like, the
Uh,
AI determined the fate of that game.
exactly.
Like, how does that happen?
That's just telling you that our society is going to be controlled by computers in the
That
future.
right there, man. It's proof.
Anyway, back to getting into the extra life topic here. So on that charity tournament that we were just nonstop talking about, they raised 7,500 from that day alone, and $28,000 went to Helen DeVos from Extra Life's efforts up since the 25th, that charity day. So they've raised $28,000 for that hospital itself, and that's very nice to hear.
That's very respectable numbers for sure.
Hmm.
From basically had they not done any kind of event, that would have been 7,000 less than they could have had, and that
Right.
was just hosting some simple event with some Wii's and some TVs, and it turned out really good.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, I walked in there. They have like 7 TVs hooked up, and they're like all 50-inch, 60-inch, and heck, the 70-inch Sharp Aquos we played on for the semifinals and the finals. It was just like, wow.
Yep, yep.
It was just a simple setup. It was really cool to see behind that. But raising $28,000 behind that's definitely really really good numbers to go off of, though. I
Absolutely.
think, you know, going into next year, I think that number can get a lot higher, and I think a lot more awareness was raised this year. And
Hmm.
I think obviously a lot more things are coming along. Let me just talk about, and I don't mean to be selfish, but let me talk about my team here for a second. You know, I don't mean to brag,
Hmm.
but I raised $190.
Boom.
Yeah, this year I raised $190. I'm still collecting donations. There's a few people that are kind of like saying, you know, hey, when I get funds, it's gonna go to you. And I said, you've got to the end of December. You're totally fine, man. And it was kind of cool because like I came across Extra Life from another YouTuber that had done it, and I liked the idea behind it. That you know, there's this page, and this page controls everything. You literally go there, you say, here's my credit card, I put in X dollar, you're done. You know, and you supported the team, and 100% of the benefits go to the hospital. You know, just reading about like Extra Life just like really got me intrigued about it, and it was really cool to hear about, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the what I tried to do, and I think was really successful, is I would personally message people on Facebook, and I would tell people, it's understandable if you can't donate. It's tough times going on right now with the economy, jobs, and all that kind of stuff. It happens, but most people, I think, generally, if you count, if you go look at all your Facebook friends, you could have say like 120 Facebook friends, almost any one of those people could give $1, and you can go on there
Yeah.
and donate $1. That's
Yeah.
$120 right there.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that $1 is still worth more than you can imagine
Right.
when it starts to add up. So that's truly, I think, the easiest thing for people is knowing that you don't have to give an exceptional amount of money for it to mean something. You could give that $1, and honestly, if everyone just gives just a little bit, amazing things can happen.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt, and correlating with that is you know what I'm really excited about, and I think I should just shut up and start saying it is that Team J here. I had another person that was with me. The guy's name was Hungry Canadian. Sadly, I don't think he gathered as many funds. He and I had partnered really late, and
Hmm.
it necessarily didn't turn out too well for him. But he sounds like he wants to join the ride for next year, and you know we're looking forward to it. I'm excited to announce that Team J will be joining Team Winning for next year, and we'll be partnering together to raise. I have the goal down here listed as 4,000,
Hmm.
as long as things go smooth sailing. You want to talk a little about what exactly we've got planned next year? A couple hints and tricks and stuff that'll be coming up that we're talking about.
Yeah, well, we got a few ideas circling right now, and I actually just I emailed Extra Life and also James Steenburgen
Mm-hmm.
from the actual Helen DeVos Hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to get together a game truck idea. And basically, in Traverse City, they have their own game truck company, which basically is just a giant truck, borderline a semi truck, and inside it has TVs, game systems, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And people can bring their kids. You can bring yourself. It doesn't matter. There's no age limit
Right.
or age minimum, whatever the case is. But we're gonna try and host that in Grand Rapids itself
Mm-hmm.
sometime next year. There obviously the date is tentative at the moment because we don't really know
Right.
exactly
If
if
you
it's
show
gonna
up,
happen or not.
if you show up on April 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, not Central Time. Yeah, we have an official date. Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, we.
Sounds like a V for Vendetta thing, standing on top of the roof with the music playing. But but yeah. Anyways, we're gonna try to do this game truck idea, and we're hoping we can get it popular enough and get enough support through the Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, Extra Life, and the public in
Right.
general. And that was one of the ideas, and I think one of the other ideas we're trying to come up with, and I can thank you for this one.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the boosters.com website where you can actually create custom T-shirts. And you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that when people go and purchase a shirt, they pay for the cost of the shirt, but then the cost on the website could be, $5 extra or something, and that portion goes to the charity. Is that
That's
correct?
exactly correct. Yep.
Okay.
Basically, and this is kind of like what other companies have done, but like they'll do it individually. Like I know someone that does charity streams, and they'll sell shirts, and then whatever profit they make out of it, meaning like, again, it costs $20 to make the shirt, and we charge $25. That $5 will go, and they'll donate themselves. But Boosters does that for you. They'll take that profit and go immediately to it, and it's really cool. You can choose out the design for it and everything. We can make the coolest shirt in the world, and they will have no idea.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one of the best things is obviously to get our team members together. And I think we should mock up a few samples, different kinds
Yeah,
of samples of t-shirts, and see the most popular one that people would like to see, and
de-
I think that'll be really successful.
right, and definitely for sure. I think we've got a lot of potential for next year, and I think Extra Life's in of itself is becoming a very huge thing nowadays. Would you like to know the actual number that Extra Life in all of the country raised after the 25th there?
I would like to know that number.
$5,515,074.
Wow, that is amazing.
That
Because
was
that is a huge number.
and there's still more coming in today. That was the official amount after the 25th. So for all we know, it could be at another 100,000, 10,000, whatever it is.
Hmm.
And like I said, it's insane just to hear that number.
It
Five and a
is.
half million. That's $1.5 million more than what they raised last year.
And that
From
from gamers.
Yeah,
From
from
gamers
gamers.
helping raise money, and then people being generous enough to donate to said gamers.
Right.
It's truly a great cause, and I hope to be riding this train for as long as I can.
Exactly. Exactly. And you said that you've been in this for about 3 years, correct?
This last was my coming up would be my fourth year, but this last one we just did was my third. So
Okay.
I've gotten a total of, I think, like 1,600 something.
Hmm.
Right now I haven't looked recently, but it's close to 1,700 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and it's definitely commendable. To raise that amount of money, in of itself is ridiculous. And and touching base where you talked about the small amount donations and stuff like that, and the first thing that I honestly thought was, wow, $190. That kind of seems small from a public opinion standpoint. But then I kind of like in a vlog that I discussed, I talked about it and I said, think about it. $190. Okay, so what does $190 do? Well, let's think about this scenario. There's a kid that needs antibiotics, and let's just say with another type of medication. If that in of itself is $150 and they're a financially struggling family, we
Hmm.
just paid medicine to help this kid in the future.
Yep, exactly. Like every dollar counts because it
Yeah,
goes straight
exactly.
towards. And I think I'll have to read the email again and maybe we can go over it some other time. But in the email I actually got, it said specifically in there
It tells you
exactly
exactly
where
what it
it
went for.
goes.
Yep.
And that was really nice that they sent that email out to show exactly where the money that we
Right.
raised for them went. It was awesome.
I mean, that's something that I really appreciate from people is when they
Hmm.
get money that they'll tell you what they're going to use it for. Thank you for
Yeah,
using it. We're going to
exactly.
tell you where it's going to go. That's
Yep.
that's what I like about it personally myself. I'm trying to
Hmm.
see if I'm able to find it quick enough. If I'm obviously not going to spend the next 25 minutes to find it. Yeah, that's our whole podcast today. Is we're going to just basically try to find this.
And we're just gonna Google search in our mail.
Exactly, exactly. Now
Find the email.
yeah. All right, let's
Oh
see.
man.
If I don't see, I think this is it right here. Luckily, I saved it across this section here. Let's see. Yep. This money goes to support programs like the Center for Child Protection, Kids Burn Camp. Forgive me if I butcher this. Bereavement Services, the Pediatric Oncology Resource Team, and more. So,
Yep.
in of itself, again, that's just insane,
Yeah.
insane to see about that.
Yeah.
And a lot of good things, and just and I'm probably tooting your horn at this point now, but you said you raised $1,300 this year, in of itself, and I think you said 1310 the last time I talked to you about it, and yeah, again, that's a lot of cool money, and when you came into the hospital and the person that got the most money got a little special gift, and you got a little 3D pink 3DS, and I was just like, oh, that's cute. And then talking with you later, and you said, oh, I think I asked you, what exactly did you do with it? And he says, oh, I gave it to a little kid with her dad there. And I was just like, aw.
It was the funny part about it was the dad he was the person I went against first in the competition,
Okay.
and it was like 60-12,
Wow.
and it just wiped him. And so like I get this gift and everything like that, and the one part is I was so glad to be gifted something, but
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where I honestly am doing this for my own personal reasons,
Mm-hmm.
and just like everybody else is. And it was, something where a child could use it. I mean, I personally have a 3DS. My wife has a 3DS. We have the
Mm-hmm.
things that we need for that kind of thing. And, I saw that he brought his daughter there, and, it would go a lot better and it would go a lot farther in her hands.
Right.
And honestly, more on my personal reasons. I have two beautiful nieces, both with cystic fibrosis, and they probably won't live, till 20 years old.
Mm.
And that's the biggest reason why I've been doing this. And gaming has always been a huge part of my life. I'm
Yep.
currently going to school for game design right now, and
Mm-hmm.
um, it was just a great way to be able to help, passively help my nieces and other children of the similar illnesses. And, that's mainly my background on why I am doing Extra Life. And anyone can have their reasons, whether or not you just want to raise money for children, or if you have a similar a family thing that, that you can help out with. You don't even have to play video games. You don't have to play online on the computer. You could be playing board games. You could play Monopoly for however long. And
Yep.
honestly, Monopoly runs 24 hours half the time
Yeah.
because it's such a freaking long game.
There we go.
And
That's our next idea we got going right now.
there you go. And
Jimmy,
Risk.
go write
Risk
that
is
down.
another one. Risk is another good one. I love that game. And it's
Yeah.
you don't have to be playing the competitive or big games that most of these big gamers that you're seeing, like World of Warcraft and all
Yep.
that kind of stuff. You could play whatever the heck you want. You could play a handheld device
Yeah.
game. It doesn't matter. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, like for example, on my 24-hour stream that I did, we played so much Gary's Mod that day, it was insane. Like we played like Prop Hunt, Murder, then we went to Sandbox. I mean, like our Sandbox was so stupid. I'm really surprised we actually had viewers on that. It was so stupid. I mean, like literally, we would literally just be looking at each other and just going, "Hey guys, let's build a rocket. Hey, what's this? A Magnum? Oh, I'm gonna kill you first." And that was our whole stream. That was the whole 24 hours.
Oh man.
Oh, look, a gun. You're dead. Oh,
Oh man.
it
It's
was
funny because even those small things are so entertaining, and it brings
right.
so many people in to just because of the ridiculousness of it. People come in and you're like, wow, this is insane, and I have to keep watching. And
Exactly.
it really brings people
Right.
together. And I personally am trying to stream more, honestly.
Yep.
I
That's
I
that's
just
not my goal.
separated from the military, so I had no time when I was in to be able to commit to a schedule, and I just
Hmm.
started a schedule that I'm going to start trying to do on a weekly basis and
Yep.
everything. So that's what I'm trying to commit to while going to school, obviously.
Exactly.
But
Same thing here. Same thing here. Like I always tell viewers, like I tried to get into gameplay commentary so hard, and like I was dedicated. Like I seriously sat down some Sundays and I would record for like 7 hours, and I was just like, and then I'd be done. My voice would be shot, and I'd be able to edit the whole
Mhm.
thing, and then I'd just be like, "What am I doing?" You know? Because like
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
sense, like it was really really successful for what I was doing, and I really appreciated it, and putting the work behind it just felt amazing. But it's just
Mm.
like after a while you just look at yourself and you just go, okay, I have had like 3 hours of sleep in the last 6 days, what's going on?
It's funny because, the more viewers that you get to watch you, the more involved you get personally.
Yeah,
You think it's a
for
great
sure.
idea at first, and it starts off as a great idea and runs into, I'm having a lot of fun entertaining people, and it really
Exactly.
turns into just watching television.
Well, yeah,
And
exactly. The,
yeah.
the the feedback behind it, like the feedback behind fans. I mean, that's why a lot of people appreciate YouTube in of itself, because it's a simple thing you can do, and people will follow you. They'll say, "Hey, I like this guy. He's cool. Hey, go check him out." And
Yep.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Definitely.
But of course, there's always negative comments too. But we'll talk about that another
You
time.
always got the haters. I don't think there's
Well,
one YouTube video on
oh,
YouTube that doesn't
it's
have a thumbs down.
gosh,
Just
exactly.
because. It could be the greatest video
It
ever. There's going to be one thumbs down.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure that the thumbs down was probably like, oh, it was 11 minutes and 1 second. Dislike.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. They'll
there's
have any
weird things.
reason, whatever. It's about outweighing your dislikes more
Yeah,
than anything.
exactly. So, okay, so yesterday was Halloween. Yesterday was October
Yep.
31st. Now obviously this will be published on Tuesday, which for you guys it'll be today, obviously. But we recorded this on Saturday, so yesterday was Halloween. So we're gonna talk a little Halloween for a second. So, did you do anything special for Halloween yesterday?
Honestly, I did homework all day
Nice.
because I had so much. I had this going on for Saturday, and I have a buddy coming down on Saturday. We're doing our own little YouTube thing ourselves,
Okay.
and yeah, honestly, I was thinking about how busy I was going to be this weekend that I just sat down and did homework for like 8 hours straight and just watched Family Guy the whole time. But I think a lot of my family, my nieces went out. They had a pretty successful Halloween and
Mhm.
everything, so it was good for them.
Oh yeah,
What
definitely.
did you end up doing?
Uh, I went to work. Um, I I
How
had
old are we again? Is that when it starts, where we don't have holidays anymore and we just go to
I
work?
know, right? It's the concept called the real world. It
I
just I
know,
don't know. It just pops up on you sometimes, you know.
man. I miss high school.
The memories of high school.
Yeah, right.
Back when I
Oh,
used to be an all-star athlete,
yep.
I used to get all the women. You can tell how wrong I am in the statements, but whatever. But so yeah, yesterday I just basically I had class for one class period for 1 hour. Woo. Then I
Yeah.
came back home and sat down and I played a little bit of NBA 2K15 and basically just went to work and joked around with a couple of coworkers and stuff at breaks and stuff like that and just talked to them and I just said hey, happy Halloween, hey, it's holiday season, whatever, and someone goes up to me and this was sly and this isn't an original joke, but I just kind of found it comedic just for that day. Someone just walks up to me and goes, wow, you have the greatest mask on right now, Jordan. Like, I'm seriously terrified right now looking at you. And I
Oh,
said,
that's such an
wow.
old school joke.
I was just gonna say, like, wow, thank you. And someone had dropped fake blood, like in droplets, like around like a very large perimeter of the store. And so, like, at first we thought this was like a guy that had like his nose bleeding, and he really didn't notice it. And
Mhm.
so we have like the head store directors and like a couple other people, and they're just like, "Is this really blood?" And it was just like everybody was in a mad frenzy at that point. But
That's
luckily, it was fake. We found out it was fake. Don't worry, no one died in the process. I don't.
yeah.
At least I don't think so. If not, they disappeared very good. Um, but did you have any special costume or anything? Did you get or anything special with that?
No, but I did have. I'm planning to do something for my donors. They made it such a great year. I was actually going to purchase one of those morph suit things,
Oh boy.
and it's one of the ones that's like a morph suit, but then it bubbles out, kind of like in like you're in a bubble,
Oh
like a
yeah, yeah,
fat
yeah,
suit
yeah.
almost. And I was going to go walking downtown in that, and
Oh yeah.
they had a few different ones. One I really liked. It was like a fancy tie one with like, and it came with a little top hat and everything. I wanted to get those, and that's one of the things. And I think the other video I was going to do, I was going to take my cats and do little cat workout videos and some shorty shorts and like a headband and a tiny shirt and everything. Just to basically
It
thank
already
them.
sounds amazing. It's gonna be the next YouTube viral video. I'm
Oh,
just
I'm
telling you right
sure.
now.
Hey, check out this fat guy doing aerobics with his cats.
Dude, his buns and thighs are so masculine.
It's
I
gonna be
can see
great.
that. Yeah, I have an incentive that I'll be putting for my next charity live stream. Which, by the way, I'll be mentioning this again in the future. So keep up to date. I'll be having a few things. It's gonna be during around the Christmas time, not necessarily at the. I just broke my pencil. That's okay. Um, it's not gonna necessarily be at Christmas, but it's been close to that. And basically, it's gonna be the same incentive where if you donate like over this much amount of money, you choose the game that we play, and then if it's like over an extreme amount of things, we'll do something ridiculous. And we have some more things planned coming up here in the future, but not to be worried about that. But is there ever a time for you? Did you actually get like legitimately scared during Halloween?
You know, Yesterday I streamed playing one of my games.
Mm-hmm.
I played Neverending Nightmares, which is an
Oh,
actual. It was created by someone who actually has OCD and depression. Who
yeah,
suffers from
that
that.
that game will mess with you. I
I
have. played
Total
it.
mind F, man. Total mind F. I played it for
Man,
probably a solid 15, 20 minutes, and I didn't know what to really think of it. It was a great
neither did
game,
I.
but it scared me. That did scare me.
It's just every corner that you turn, it's a different outcome, and it's like,
Yeah,
wow.
it
And
was
and this is probably
insane.
gonna be a stereotype thing, like too, because like for me, I played Five Nights at Freddy's. I beat up to the sixth night. I still haven't done my full 20 stream yet. It's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, trust me. You want to try all 20s? Don't. Just save your life. Don't. But basically, it was really interesting because like I first got into the game and I watched other YouTubers play it, and I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. And I got through like the first 2-3 nights on the live stream, and my entire screen just went black there. That's okay. We're gonna continue. Uh, so, like it's the third night, and I'm like, okay, this is starting to get easy, and and I'm starting to get really relaxed about it. And then things start getting more uncontrolled, and
Hmm.
then you don't see where they're at, and then
Yeah.
someone pops up behind you and screws around with your door, and you're just like, oh crap. And then like I don't know what it is, but like the ambience just like changes twice as
Oh,
difficult, and it's just like you just start hearing the most maniacal laughs just in your ear. It sounds like they make the acoustics so well with professional sounding headphones that I wear. It's like you hear it exactly where you think it is, and it's like I
yeah.
don't like this. And eventually there, like it got to like the fourth night, and I was just like, oh, what have I done? What am
Yeah,
I doing with my life?
yeah, I tell you what, it was pretty creepy on some of the moments in that game, but yeah, that was probably as scary as it got for me as far as like I was pretty much in my house the whole time, so
Yeah.
yeah,
So, all right. Well, it looks like that's going to be it for today. I think we definitely covered enough of the topics that we needed to cover today. Thank you so much today, Brandon, for joining us today.
not a problem.
Again, I don't quite recall your YouTube name. What was your YouTube name again?
It's Dead Rabbits, DED Rabbits.
Okay, I will definitely have that link in the description down below for you guys to check out his channel. Thank you again, and I'm looking forward to partnering up and working with you in Extra Life next year.
Oh, absolutely, man, it's gonna be great.
Definitely. As for the rest of you guys, thank you guys so much for watching today. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, check out the playlist down below and watch the previous episode beforehand. And like I said, because I always say thank you 6,000 times, thank you guys so much for watching today. And thank you, Brandon, again, for being here.
Not a problem, my pleasure. Have a good one, guys.
I'm Jay, and you guys have a great day.
Ow, 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 ow,